At LHTC Broadband, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. We're your local choice for TV, phone, and internet. We offer high-quality cable TV service with HD, multi-room DVR, on-demand, and watch TV everywhere. Plus unlimited calling. And our internet is faster than ever with speeds up to 1 gigabyte. With no contracts and local customer service, switching has never been easier. Call today, 724-593-2411, or visit lhtcbroadband.com.
Good morning. You're listening to Laurel Highlands Happenings on 97.3 Light FM and 1480 WCNS, sponsored by Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine at Seton Hill and Performance Kayak. Join the family of paddlers at Performance Kayak, where you try it before you buy it. Good morning. I'm Louise, and I'm your host of Laurel Highlands Happenings. I'm here the first Saturday of every month to share with you all the latest happenings in the Laurel Highlands. We're in April, and we're finally seeing some buds peeping through. The days are slowly getting longer and warmer, and hopefully soon we'll be seeing some greenery on the trees. Spring is such a wonderful time. It's rebirth, it's renewal, and it never ceases to remind me how wonderful this world is. If you get the chance, hop on a bike and enjoy one of our many bike trails, or take the family on an Easter egg hunt. There are so many fun activities to do here in the Laurel Highlands, indoors and outdoors, so don't miss a beat. Find out more on laurelhighlands.org. Our show today is really all about rebirth and renewal as well. We're delighted to have Frank Lloyd Wright at Polymath Park in the studio to tell us about all the exciting developments that's happening at their property. Let's jump right in and welcome Heather Papinchak of Polymath Park. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. I am absolutely thrilled to have you on the show because I really want you to share with the listeners what an absolute wonderful gem of a place you have at Polymath Park. But first, tell us where Polymath Park is located and what exactly Polymath Park is for those that don't know.
Polymath Park is located in Acme, Pennsylvania, not with the Roadrunner, but Acme, Pennsylvania is not far from Donegal, Pennsylvania, and it is a hidden gem for a lot of locals who do not know about us. And Polymath Park started in the 1960s, and a lot of people don't know that either.
Okay, so what's your story? What's your involvement with Polymath Park? How did it all get started?
So my husband Tom and I purchased a home in the woods to actually get away from people. Kind of ironic, considering what we're doing now. But we did purchase a home in 2000, and that home was on the same tract of land as two architectural homes designed by Peter Bernson, who was an apprentice of Frank Lloyd Wright. Peter actually designed these homes in the early 60s for the Balter and Bloom family. They were inspired by falling water. They ran in the same circle as the Kaufmans. They were both Jewish business owners in Pittsburgh. So of course they knew of falling water and this amazing piece of architecture, and were inspired to have more than a cabin in the woods when they came to the mountains. So being that Mr. Wright passed away in 1959, the next best thing would be
An apprentice, right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So Peter had a vision for Polymath Park, and polymath means multiple intellects and higher intelligence.
Okay.
So it's really describing the architecture's mind, the architect's mind, I'm sorry. So his vision was that there would be 24 home sites on a 130 acre tract of land that would share a common area, like the swimming pool and the clubhouse, tennis courts. The Balter and Bloom family never wanted that, so it never was evolved.
Okay.
It just sat there as private land to both families, and they enjoyed it every summer. In 2000, when Tom and I purchased what is now TreeTops Restaurant, we knew of these homes on the property. And in 2004, the gentleman that owned them actually knocked on our door and asked us if we were interested in purchasing them.
Wow.
So we kind of took a leap of faith. We knew we had to preserve these homes. We had no idea what we were going to do, but we wanted to save them from being destroyed. So for 2 years, we rented them out to families that lived in the area. And then in 2006, a whole nother opportunity came knocking for us.
Okay, so this sounds really, really fascinating story of yours. So what happened then? Did this involve Duncan House, maybe?
It does.
Okay.
It does. So the Frank Lloyd Wright Duncan House was originally in Lisle, Illinois. It was designed for Donald and Elizabeth Duncan. They lived in the house full time, and that house was saved from being demolished by the Frank Lloyd Wright Building Conservancy, and it was taken apart, cataloged, and placed in storage containers. And it was actually brought back to Pennsylvania. The plan was originally to put it in the Johnstown area.
Okay.
And when those plans fell through, we were then contacted about the house. And to kind of make that story shorter, we ended up purchasing a house, a Frank Lloyd Wright house, in 4 storage trailers, completely taken apart.
Wow. So it's a bit like Lego, just big tins of Lego.
Exactly.
Did you have instructions?
We did not have instructions until later in the building process.
Gosh.
So it was very tricky. So my husband, Tom, and a very small crew of amazing guys worked, tirelessly to rebuild this house. And this was in 2007. And in 1 year, we actually opened to the public for overnight stays.
Gosh, so you did all this in a year.
I didn't.
Well, I know, but the team, the crew did. That's amazing.
In 1 year.
Because there must have been so many glitches. I can't even imagine with having just full containers of pieces of houses put back together.
It was amazing, like a jigsaw puzzle. And in that same year after we purchased the Duncan house, we had a baby and bought a puppy.
Of course.
So,
because that's all the things you're not meant to do, right? Don't have children, don't move, don't change jobs. So more or less, you did it all in 1 year.
All at once. Why not? Get it out of the way.
Yeah, of course.
But it's been an amazing, amazing journey. I mean, we have met people from all over the world who are coming to the area to see Falling Water,
right,
and to see Kentuck Knob, and to actually be able to stay in a Wright home or an apprentice-designed home, as well as tour our homes, and then, of course, to eat either lunch or dinner at Treetops. I mean, it's an all-encompassing experience that we offer at Polymath Park.
So this is very cool. So just to recap, so Duncan House is designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. And AN is from the age of 1957, the design. And then you have 2 other homes, which was made by an apprentice of Frank Lloyd Wright.
Correct.
So at this point in your life, you have 3 Frank Lloyd Wright sort of collection of houses that you have opened up for tours and overnight stays.
Yes.
So out of the 3 so far, which one's your favorite, Heather?
Actually, the Bloom House, and it is the least detailed architecturally, but the setting is amazing. It's an open meadow setting, has a reflecting pond. It's just a great vibe, and it's sunny there. You can feel the sun. I think that's such an important part of anybody's experience. But in each home, you have the different elements that, of course, make them different, but there's also that similarity. All 3 of these homes are considered Usonian homes, which means it's on one level concrete slab. So each floor has the Cherokee red flooring.
Right.
And just to see the grid work that the architect is using and how it intersects with the board and battens on the walls. And it's just the detail that you see something different every time you're in the home.
I can certainly see that. I've seen the houses. I can see the connection with all the Frank Lloyd properties that we have in the Laurel Highlands. It is that Cherokee red flooring and just the whole design of the homes, which is just lovely to have that connection. So let me just break now for a quick promo, and then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss more. So if you're just joined us, you're listening to Laurel Highlands Happenings. We thank our sponsors, Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine at Seton Hill and Performance Kayak. Join the family of paddlers at Performance Kayak, where you can try it before you buy it. So today we are excited to have Polymath Park as a guest on the show. Just to recap, Polymath Park is located in Acme and offers visitors the unique opportunity to visit a collection of Frank Lloyd Wright houses in one setting. So Heather, tell us a bit more about this new acquisition you have at Polymath Park. Something else has happened and developed. Tell us about it.
Yes, so a couple of things. Well, first of all, we're blessed to be partnered with Falling Water to sell our tour tickets to the park. So any tour that we offer, they are the go-to, and they make all of the arrangements for us, which is a huge for us because it takes all of that off of our plate.
Sure.
But not only that, the awareness to the visitor that is reserving Falling Water tickets is then aware of Polymath
Right,
Park.
which is absolutely crucial because lots of people, everyone knows about Falling Water, But so just being visible on their website, people are like, oh, there's another one. There's there's Kentuck Knob and there's Polymath Park, which is just brilliant for you guys, and it does take the stress out of all the bookings, all the tours too.
Exactly. It's a great partnership.
Right.
So that happened in 2016, Louise.
Yes.
And then also in 2016, we were blessed to be awarded a second Frank Lloyd Wright home from the Building Conservancy. Now, the Building Conservancy is strictly set up to preserve and save Wright structures all around the U.S. And so what they do is work with the owners of Wright homes to, if this house is not in a viable situation, what can we do to save the structure? And they worked with the McKinney family, who also felt that Polymath Park was the right place to have the new home. And the name of that home is Mantilla, and that's Finnish for of the pines. And that's, it was designed for the Lindholm family, originally in Cloquet, Minnesota. So in 2016, my husband and his very small crew of 3 other pretty great guys went out and dismantled the house.
Okay.
And that was put in 3 storage containers and brought back to Polymath Park. Now you have to go through all of the process of zoning and all of those things. And so now all of those things are complete, and we will be opening in May.
Oh, wow.
This new, amazing, privately owned home that really has never been open to the public before.
So, and is it very similar to the other properties you have in style, Usonian style?
It is a Usonian, but it is considered a grand Usonian, so it is more extravagant than the homes that we have. And the other blessing would be is that we have the original furnishings that Wright designed in this house, which just totally completes the space and the experience for the visitor.
That is so cool. I cannot wait to see it.
Me too.
So was it easier to actually taking it apart yourself for Tom and his crew than actually just receiving?
I think so. I think because, they had that idea.
You could take notes and...
Right. Yeah. And everything was cataloged, and we did work with an architecture firm, and, but to actually see it as a whole and then know what it should be, I think on this end, it's been easier.
It's huge to be able to see it before you dismantle it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Gosh, I didn't even think about that with Duncan House, but yeah. So that's just brilliant. It must have been a colossal sort of project to do. So
for sure.
Good on you guys for saving this property and all the efforts you've done. And it just, the setting, listeners, the setting is just lovely at Polymath Park. I mean, the houses are all in their own little areas of the woods. I mean, how many acres do you have out there?
130 acres.
So they're not on top of each other. They're all spread out. So you have to literally jump in a car and drive to each one, really, don't you?
Exactly.
And it's just lovely. So I totally encourage you, once you open for this season and, the new house is open, to get out and enjoy it. Come for a tour. I mean, and that's the next thing we want to talk about is the tours, because you do have a lovely assortment of tours. Can you just share just a few of what you offer for visitors?
Sure. So we are operating tours now, of course, but it does not include the new house.
Right.
But we operate tours every day but Wednesday. As you said, in the first weekend in May is when we start with the new house on the agenda of tours. But we offer specialty tours as well, like lunch tours that they're taking the tour of the houses at the park, and then they're coming back to our restaurant, Treetops, on property and having a lovely lunch. And it's meant to be an experience, not something that's, rush. It's about taking it all in,
right,
and making memories.
Right, yeah.
Taking a moment to...
It's really just absorbing everything. It's having a really unique experience rather than getting rushed through like a conveyor belt where you're looking at things in museums. You are taking your time and actually sitting down and enjoying lunch and discussing what you've just seen, and it just sounds delightful. It really does.
It's wonderful. The one thing I wanted to mention was we also offer dinner tours and wine tours and mimosa tours, but a really cool thing that we're doing with Mantilla is on Sundays and Mondays only is where you're actually able to eat in the house, and that would just be a very intimate 8-person or less tour. But I think that is such an amazing experience, again, because when you're taking a regular tour, it is more, where you're just kind of seeing the space for a brief moment. But this you're actually kind of immersing yourself in the experience and essentially pretending it's your house for 2 hours.
And it's just wonderful to sit down on actual Frank Lloyd Wright furniture too.
For sure.
How brilliant is that? That's really cool.
Probably uncomfortable, but very cool.
Very cool. So folks that are listening and thinking, this is very cool, I'd love to take my wife or my boyfriend and enjoy the tour, do a lunch tour, a dinner tour. How do they find out more information about it?
Sure. So our website is polymathpark.com.
Right.
But again, Falling Water does all of our tour reservations for us. So you could call Falling Water at 724-329-8501, or you could go on their website, fallingwater.org, and our tours are listed under Right at Polymath Park.
Okay, cool. Now, as well as the tours, you also offer overnight stays, which I think this is just brilliant as well. So tell us a little bit more about that as well.
Sure. So actually, that's what the whole park idea when Tom and I started this was about. We weren't really thinking tours as much. We only ever operated tours on Sundays when we first started because we wanted that immersive experience for the visitor. And then we started realizing that, it could be all. It could be all. It could be the restaurant. It could be the tour. It could be the overnight stay. But the whole premise of the overnight stay is, from check-in at 4 p.m. to check out by 11 a.m., that house is yours to experience as the architect intended. You see the light, rising in the breakfast nook, and you take in, the space as the sun is setting, and all of the built-in and all of the information that, that we provide for you to read and, play games and enjoy your family and your loved one. It's about taking a break.
Right.
And disconnecting. That would be one very cool thing that we do. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no TV. You actually have to get off the grid. Get off the grid, interact with the people that you're with, and enjoy life and nature as intended.
That just sounds superb. I love the idea. Now, with the overnight stays, because it's unique, do you limit it to one night, or can you do more than one night?
You can do more than one night. And a lot of people do. And actually, a lot of people in the last few years have been staying one night in each of the homes.
So you can do all the houses. So wow. So even the new one.
Even the new house is open for overnight stays.
Wow, so that is very cool indeed, just to hop from one house to the other. Have a complete Frank Lloyd Wright experience in the Laurel Highlands. Oh, brilliant. And is it seasonal, or do you just keep it to like the summer and fall, or is it all year round, the overnights?
So we are opened March through December for overnight stays. Our tours run March through November. We're finished up with tours the weekend of Thanksgiving. But January and February is our downtime, and we get a lot of work done in the houses that need to be done, So that's what we do in those months.
Okay, well, just hang with us because we are just going to do a quick quick break and we'll be back with you for a bit more information on Polymath Park.
Okay.
So if you just tuned in, you are listening to Laurel Highlands Happenings, brought to you this month by Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine at Seton Hill and Performance Kayak. Join the family of paddlers at Performance Kayak, where you can try it before you buy it. Today, we have Polymath Park in the studio, sharing with us all the new developments at the property. So, Heather, aside from the tours and the overnight stays, you also offer education opportunities at the site. Can you expand a little bit with that?
Sure. So my dream has been from the beginning, because my background is in education, to have an experiential learning center at Polymath Park. I mean, with 130 acres, we have such potential in so many areas of development to actually educate not only our youth, but people of all ages. So our goal with this new house, and it is under our nonprofit, as the donation was given to us, is to have that experiential learning platform and to move in that direction. And we are, again, blessed to be partnered for the last 2 years with a Japanese college of students that come and stay on property. They've stayed in the Bloom House for the last year and a half. And the woman who helped me coordinate all of that, her name is Miko Green. She is amazing. She actually petitioned this college in Hyoga, Japan, to come and bring students. We had 2 girls and 2 boys that stayed for 3 weeks. They worked on the new house. They worked on the property. They'll do anything. They're eager to learn. But the most important part is they're having the hands-on learning experience, that something tangible that you can't replace that by books in a classroom. We've also worked with Bidwell Training Center with our horticulture department last year. Again, Miko coordinated that and brought students out who were then interacting with cross-cultural with the Japanese students. And so there's such an amazing opportunity to be had at Polymath Park to be the platform for all of these different interactions and learning experiences. The biggest thing that we're working on now is to coordinate with a local college. Maybe it's not local, I don't know. We still have to find that fit. But to actually create student housing out of repurposed materials that we already have. So that's a project that I'm working on, finding the pieces, the people who want and can do that, and to be a part of what we're doing. So there's amazing things to, still in the future, even after Mantilla open.
That sounds very exciting. I love your vision of doing something educational to support the organization and just passing it forward.
Exactly.
It's so important, to keep learning. Don't be stagnant.
For everybody.
Yeah. So we're coming to a close, but we have to mention TreeTops Restaurant, because it's a lovely restaurant and wonderful cuisine. So just tell the listeners about what you do at the restaurant too.
Sure. So like I mentioned, the restaurant was our home. So sometimes it's still interesting, and we'll say, I'll take that out to the living room for the guests. But no, it's actually the dining space. The cuisine is a kind of a finer experience. It's definitely, we try to source local, and we have filet mignon. We do have our Copper River salmon. Seafood, of course, is not local, but these are all things that, we have realized through time that our visitors who are staying in our homes, as well as locals, enjoy. And again, it's an experience to come to the restaurant. It's not just, going out to eat. It's definitely a destination dining.
Right. And just describe to the listeners, the style, the decor of your restaurant.
It's all Frank Lloyd Wright.
That's right.
So my husband built the chairs, and they're all, the Mission style. Some people say they're uncomfortable, but it is.
Don't say that.
I know, but it's funny because they don't realize that's what we're trying to get across. It's about the experience.
Right.
It's not something you're going to see locally anywhere else.
That's very true.
That's what we want it to be. We want it to, and it's very cool. You'll notice that the chairs create privacy. That's the whole intention of the design. It creates privacy to your table.
I never thought of that, but you're right. The high backs.
Yes. So that's the whole intention. But it is to kind of get the visitor and the customer in the mind that, hey, there's something else going on here. You're not just having a wonderful meal. There's a whole experience to be had at Polymath Park.
Right. And just to recap that, the tours, if you do the lunch tour, the dinner tour, they end up at TreeTops Restaurant for the refreshment.
They do.
That's very cool. And you do a very cool progressive event, dinner event, don't you?
Progressive dinner, yes.
In sort of December time, don't you? Which involves a horse and carriage, right?
Exactly. We our neighbor is a wonderful guy who has amazingly beautiful horses, and he comes down, and we kind of partner on this whole project of. It's like Norman Rockwell meets Frank Lloyd Wright. So they're going to each house on the property and having a course of culinary, while as wine and spirits, and then coming back to the restaurant for the entree and dessert. We do this the first weekend in December, and we used to only do it one day, and we've added 2 other days this past December. So it sells out very fast, but it's very intimate. We don't do more than 40 people per seating, and we do 2 seatings. So one's at 4 and one's at 7.
So that's lovely. So they just got taken to each house. And you said there was carolers, and the houses are decorated for Christmas?
They are. The houses are decorated for Christmas, and we do have like Christmas carolers or someone playing, Christmas music on the guitar, or we've had local colleges sing and bring their choir groups, and Laurel Ballet, where our daughters both attended. We have students from there that actually do pieces of the Nutcracker in the Boulder Room at the Duncan house. So it's really a community event that we want people to have a cool start to their Christmas holiday.
I've heard it's very cool. I tried to get tickets last year and I was too late, but I've heard it's an absolutely lovely event to attend. We are running out of time. So before we finish, can you just share with the listeners, how they can find out more information? Because they're probably listening thinking, we have got to go to Polymath Park. We've got to visit these houses and have lunch at Treetops. So where can they find out more information?
Sure. So our website, again, is polymathpark.com. Facebook, we are under Frank Lloyd Wright at polymathpark.com, and then also TreeTops Restaurant on Facebook. Then we also have a Twitter page, which is at FLW Duncan House, and Instagram page is under Polymath Park.
And do you take phone calls, or you use it more online?
Most of our things are online because that's just kind of the way the world is now. But you can call as well, and the number is 877-833-7829, and then you would just listen for the prompts, whether you wanted lodging or tours or treetops.
Fantastic. Heather, it's been a delight to have you on the show. Thank you so much. I wish you a brilliant season for Polymath Park, and good luck with the opening of the new house. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Louise. Thanks for having me.
So all events and businesses mentioned today can be found at laurelhighlands.org. And if you're active on social media, do follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, cheerio.
At LHTC Broadband, we're proud to provide the communication services you need to get the most from today's technology. We're your local choice for TV, phone, and internet. We offer high-quality cable TV service with HD, multi-room DVR, on-demand, and watch TV everywhere, plus unlimited calling. And our internet is faster than ever with speeds up to 1 gigabyte. With no contracts and local customer service, switching has never been easier. Call today, 724-593-2411, or visit lhtcbroadband.com.